if I were commissioning myself a journal, burgers would be a big part of it. Hey artists and art lovers, it's Allison on my couch, and I'm doing a commissioned journal. So I have my moleskin journals here. I kind of look like a grandma, but my eyes just like needed a break from the contacts. So I don't know, maybe the floral pattern isn't helping, but I'll just lean into my grandma aesthetic today. Grandma aesthetic aside, I'm working on a commissioned journal for a friend of mine. She's going to give it as a gift. So I just thought I'd talk about my process for making personalized journals for people while I work on this one. So I've been using the moleskin journals because I love them. I think the paper quality is amazing, and they also just look really cute. So I have this pack of 3. Unwrap it. So this is one. It's pretty small, but there's actually like a good amount in here. Like when I use these for journals, they last me, if I'm writing often, they last me like 3 to 6 months. I write tiny, but you know. Ooh, let me know if you want to do like a journal tour, because I talk about journals all the time. I talk about art journals all the time, and I have never done a video about like my journals. So yeah, I'll do like an Instagram poll too, but I think that would actually be fun to do. I'm gonna do it. So that'll be another video. But so my process for making these journals is, obviously I'll put like the person's name on them, so it feels like right away you get the personal touch. I'll put the name on the front, and then I ask the person who's commissioning it or the person who's giving it as a gift to tell me a little bit about that person. So what I've done is said, like, if I'm talking to the person who's getting the journal, I'll say like, well, you can't even see. I'll say, you know, tell me, if you can, describe yourself in 5 words, or tell me like 5 things that you really, like 5 words that really describe like your aesthetic or like what you're about. And that's hard for people to do. I mean, I've talked about how difficult it is to, like when I was in my last video, when I was talking about art, it's hard to like on the spot describe yourself or describe your work, and especially if you're just limited to 5 words. But the reason I do that is I can use those descriptors as a jumping off point, and it will still be a surprise for that person. So if I were to say like, tell me all about yourself, they'll kind of know what to expect when they open up the journal, and I want it to be a surprise. So I'll say like, if I just say describe yourself in 5 words and the person says, oh, I love nature, I can put all sorts of different natural elements in their journal, and it'll be a surprise for them, versus if they said, oh, I'm a gardener, I love this specific plant, I love this type of cloud, and I only draw like those things. They're like, oh, you know, I feel like it wouldn't be as exciting when they come across those things as if it's like a surprise. So once I have like the 5 words, or however many words I ask for or whatever, so if I'm not talking to the person, I forgot to say this, if I'm talking to someone who's commissioning a gift, I'll either say describe that person in 5 words, but that's harder to do. Like, it's hard enough to describe yourself on the spot in 5 words, but I feel like describing someone else sometimes can be kind of challenging. So I'll also kind of ask like, oh, tell me what that person likes. And then that way, I mean, the surprise element is going to be there because it's a gift. They don't know about it, and it's easier for that person to give me a full picture of the person who the journal is for. So once I have those descriptors, I like to go in and pencil and just, like I said, use those words as a jumping off point. So if someone, I'll use the nature example again, they say like, oh, so-and-so loves nature, I'll think about nature things like leaves, flowers, clouds, the ocean. I'll look up like maybe quotes about nature, And I will incorporate those things into the journal, but I like to space them out so that there's variety throughout the thing. So if the person likes nature and hamburgers, I'll alternate between the two. Like, I don't want it to be, so many pages of nature things in a row, and then all of a sudden it's so many pages of hamburgers. And I picked hamburgers because I like hamburgers. No one has actually used hamburger as a description for themselves. But I think if I were commissioning myself a journal, burgers would be a big part of it. But I digress. I'm hungry. I try to space them out to give variety and to make every page feel kind of interesting. But okay, so for this person, one of the things that was said was that they like having drinks with friends. So I'll later look up some quotes about friendship and going out for a good drink. There's so many great funny quotes about drinking, of course, and there's so many great quotes about friendships. And I like to alternate between text and sketches too, because I feel like I know I really like in my journals having when I flip through the pages, seeing big artfully written text, and I think we all kind of like that. I mean, there's proof of that in every Target that people like seeing a nice font that says something that they feel strongly about. What I'll do is I'll start in pencil, and I later go over in ink, and that's my process for just about every drawing. And I usually, when I'm going over it in ink, is when I refine it too. And I don't always like it right away. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, that looks kind of boring. And I just erase it and start over. As far as positioning, there's actually a lot to say about this. So I don't draw on every single page because it's a journal. I want to leave room for people to actually write in it. So I kind of just feel it out as I go. I don't like to plan it too much because I don't want there to be a discernible pattern. I want the whole thing to be very organic. So I might sometimes do drawings or text on 2 or 3 pages in a row, and then have 1 to 4 pages blank and then add in more. I just like to keep it variant, so no two are alike, and that's really important to me, is that every journal be unique, because these are personalized journals, and everyone who gets one, I want them to feel special. And I doubt that people will ever be, I got a journal from Alison and I got a journal from Alison, let's compare them. I doubt that will ever happen. But if it did, I don't want people to be like, oh, so she drew on the first page of yours and mine, and then 3 pages later she drew again. I want each one to be unique, because that's the whole point. And journals are such a personal thing. You're putting your secrets into them, or you're putting your life into them. So they shouldn't feel, to me, exactly the same as everyone else's. In addition to thinking about how spaced out the drawings are within the journal, I think about positioning on the page. Like I said, this is a journal. People are going to be writing on it, so I don't like to do big drawings that are going to take up a whole page. So I don't usually like to put drawings in the middle of a page either, or anywhere where they're going to take up too much and you feel like you can't write on it. If I ever do put a drawing in the middle of the page, it's because I'm hoping that the person will feel as I feel, that the drawing will be the focal point of that page. So usually if I feel like it's something that person will really like if I know their favorite flower, I know their favorite animal or whatever, I'll make the page dedicated to that. And I still leave room for them to write around it if they want to. But if I do make a drawing the centerpiece of a page, it's because I anticipate that they will love that drawing and feel like it's worthy of having a whole page to itself. But mostly I'll put drawings, in the margins up here. And usually if I do put something in the margin, it'll be like a pattern and not an actual drawing, and if it is something bigger that's supposed to like really draw the eye and you know, you look at it for a while, I'll put them like in the corners, maybe like on this edge here, but hardly ever in the center. So I mentioned putting patterns in the margins. Sometimes I'll do a pattern on the page as well, again in this, like, you can't see, like in this area or in this area, just something to add some life. So in addition to the descriptors that I'm given by the future owner or about the future owner, I put in some of my own images and patterns as well, to add some variety and also to add some of my own style to it, so that it really feels like this was a journal for you, created by me, so that you can feel like not only is this a personalized journal with images that reflect who you are, but it's also a piece of work created by me, the amazing Alison. Like for this one, right now I'm drawing like some plants and some leaves because I really like drawing plants and leaves, and I'm looking at a plant right now and it just feels right. And in other journals I've done things like triangles, I've done planets, I've done just like intricate line work in the margins, just whatever I feel like I enjoy and what feels right in the moment that I also feel like that person will enjoy goes in the journal. These are some of my favorite commissions that I get because it is so much fun to like make something that I know someone's going to interact with in such a personal way. So it's like it's very satisfying. Like every commission I do is satisfying, but this one is like especially so in a different way because it's not just like a piece of art that's going to hang, it's a piece of art that someone is actually going to work with and write it and add some of themselves to. And I think that's just another reason I love journals so much. I wonder, I'll probably continue to make videos. I mean, journals are just incredible. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want a journal, feel free to reach out. I love making them. Please like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.